Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full drugstore tutorial. I'm so excited because I honestly can't remember the last time I've done a full drugstore look, and I recreated a look that I posted on Instagram today using pretty much all high-end products, and I feel like this is so close and I really love it, and I feel like I really found some gems at the drugstore. I hadn't been drugstore shopping in a very long time, and I feel like this is like my favorite drugstore foundation and highlight that I've ever used. So if y'all would like to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So since the majority of these products are new to me, I'm gonna do a talk through. I haven't done a talk through in forever, so you guys can just kind of see my first impressions. And I picked this foundation up from Target. This is the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. And I think it was Katie or Lustrelux that I heard talking about this. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was her. And I love everything that she suggests. We have really similar skin types, so I'm excited to try this. I picked up shade 3, which is looking like I may have overshot a little bit and maybe a little bit dark, but we'll make it work if it is. Yeah, that's too dark, but you know what? Just highlight a lot. I really like how this foundation is looking, and I like the texture of it. It's not like super matte, like it looks like a nice satin finish. The color is a little bit too dark, but we'll make it work. But I really like how it's making my skin look. It looks really healthy and it doesn't look like matte and flat. The one thing I will say though is if you are sensitive to scents, you may want to hold out on this one. It has a pretty strong like perfumey scent. It smells like a L'Oreal lipstick to me, like that really strong scent that those lipsticks have. That's what this has too. Okay, so now that the foundation is on, I love this. I think my skin looks so nice with this foundation, but I do feel like it is oxidizing a little bit. I think it looks a little bit darker than when I applied it, and I will say that the shade range for this was not huge. I think there was like maybe 5 or 6 shades, so just keep that in mind. I wish they would expand it because this is such a beautiful foundation from the drugstore. Okay, next one is a big deal because I always use this every single time I do my makeup, and that is the Becca Under Eye Corrector. So I thought maybe I would try one from the drugstore. I tried one from Pixie and I really didn't like that one, so I picked this one up. This is from NYX. This is their Dark Circle Concealer, and it came in fair, medium, and dark. So I got the fair one. It looks pretty similar. Like, I'll hold them to each other. It looks pretty similar to the Becca one, so we'll see how it goes. I feel like this one might have just a little bit more peach and orange in it than the Becca one does. The Becca one has quite a bit of like a salmon pink base, so we'll see how it does. And this one also doesn't have like that light reflecting quality that the Becca one does, so we'll see how it does on these super dark circles. I'm just gonna lightly blend that out just so I can tell like how much it's covering up the dark circles and canceling them out. You guys, I really like this. I feel like it's doing a really good job. I mean, I still love my Becca one more, but this did such a better job than the Pixie one. I feel like the Pixie one was just so heavy underneath my eyes. Like no matter how much I blended it out, it was just still really heavy and it creased really bad, and it didn't brighten as much as this one, so I'm pretty impressed so far. So now I'm gonna just go over it with my concealer, and I haven't used this in forever. This used to be like my ride or die concealer from the drugstore. This is a Maybelline Age Rewind, and I have mine in Fair. I haven't used this literally in probably almost well around 2 years. Like it's been a long time. So I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes, and then I'm gonna highlight a lot with this because it's gonna help balance out that foundation looking so dark. But you guys, like looking at my foundation, I can't get over how much I like this. Such a pretty foundation. And I am just going for a super light look today, like a light, fresh spring face. I did a look today using mostly high-end products like this, and you guys loved it and asked for a tutorial, so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just do it with all these drugstore products, because who doesn't love a fresh face for spring? Do you guys hear that? It is storming so bad outside. Oh my goodness. It's really loud. I'm sorry if you hear that storm. Now that all of that is blended out and I look crazy because I have it on my lids as well, I'm just going to use that as my primer. I'm going to set all of that with the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. I heard Kathleen talking about this, how she was like, oh, it's everywhere. How everyone like never talks about this, and that she really likes it for setting her makeup, and she compared it to the Laura Mercier. So we're going to put it to the test. I'm just going to kind of bake my under eyes. I'm just going to use a little brush and kind of swirl it around in there and just set the rest of my face really lightly with this as well. It does feel a little bit drier underneath my eyes in the Laura Mercier, but we'll see how it holds up, because I think this one is like $3, or I know it's under $5. I think it's right around $3 though. I'm just gonna brush away this excess powder, and I feel like that did a pretty good job. I mean, it doesn't look super dry or anything like that, so I'm pretty impressed with that. I don't want to do any crazy contouring for this look, but I do want to warm up my skin, so I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, and this is a Morphe E3 brush. I love this brush for bronzer. I'm just going to bronze up my skin. I had to contour my nose off camera because I started using that bronzer and it was way too warm. I still have yet to find a bronzer that I love for contouring from the drugstore. I feel like they just all look so orange on me, especially like for contouring my nose. I feel like I need something that has a nice ashy undertone to it. So if you have one that you love from the drugstore, then please let me know in the comments, because I really, really want to find one. But I'm going to move on to the eyes, and this palette was perfect for it. And I didn't even know that BH was at Ulta. So this is Carli's palette with BH, and I think this is only like 12 bucks. I love this palette so much, and the look that I had on today was using like pinks and purples. It was something super, super light but had those nice springy undertones to it. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this palette today. I'm going to go in with these 3 shades mostly. So I'm going to kind of go in order. So I'll do this one in the crease, then this one, and just a smidge of this one. Just going in with that lightest shade, and this is a big fluffy brush from Morphe. This one's my favorite. It's an E27. I'm just going to really lightly buff this throughout the crease. Now just taking this small crease brush from e.l.f., I'm going to go into that second shade. It's a nice like light purpley plum color. I love these colors in this palette. I'm just going to lightly take this throughout the crease as well. I'm going to focus a little bit more on that outer corner. I'm just going to take that same brush and barely dip it into that darkest kind of plummy shade. Tap it off a lot because I don't want this to be super dark on the outer corner. I want everything to be really light, but I love this color. I want just a little bit of depth in the outer corner. And we're not even really bringing this up into the crease. I'm just keeping it right here on the outer edge of the eye. For the lid, I'm just picking up this light champagne-y pink shade. And I'm just applying that really heavily to the inner corner, and then just kind of blending it out to the outer edge. And that's literally it for the lids. It's super simple and just fresh. And then I'm going to do a winged liner, and I did make it a little bit thicker than I usually do. I wanted the liner to be pretty thick with some lashes, and then the bottom lash line to be like super bare, just mascara basically. So I'm going to apply that. I'm going to do it without talking because I literally cannot talk and do liquid liner. If you can, you're a champ. But I'm using the NYC, no, not NYC, because we can't get NYC in the States anymore. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I do love this. It has a beautiful finish to it. And I said this in another video, but I feel like they redid like their felt tip. It's so tiny now. It's awesome. So I'm going to do a wing and I'll be right back. Liner is done and it's time for lashes, and I'm going to be using the Lash Princess from Essence. I love this mascara from the drugstore. It is the only one that even comes close to my Benefit Roller Lash. It's so good. I tried the Maybelline one that everybody is obsessed with, and I don't know what it is. It was awful on my lashes. Maybe my lashes are just too puny for it, but it was awful. It was super clumpy and it was like flaking off throughout the day. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I love this one. And then for lashes, I'm going to be using these. My friend Dana was talking about these the other day. These are the Ardell Studio Effects Demi Wispies. You guys know Wispies are like, I could wear Wispies every single day of my life, but these are the Demi Wispies, so they are tapered on the corners, and with the Studio Effects, they have extra lashes. They're like a customized lash on the outer corner, so it's really gonna elongate the eyes and be really nice and flared out. I haven't tried these before, so I'm excited to put these on and see what it looks like. Okay, so lashes are on. I really like these lashes. I'm so used to like long lashes that it's so weird for me to have Demi Wispies on. And this is like what I started out with when I first started wearing lashes, but I really like these. However, I used Duo to apply these, and it just made me like realize once again why I love House of Lashes lash glue so much. So I'm going to finish up the rest of the face before we finish off the eyes, and I'm going to use this L'Oreal blush palette. I'm going to mix these two shades because this is like super pink, and this will tone it down just a little bit. The look I wore today had a very flush cheek. I don't know, I just really love a flush cheek, especially for the springtime. I feel like it just makes you look so awake and fresh. So I love a nice flush cheek. This is a pretty nice blush. I am using my Morphe E4 blush brush. If you guys have not purchased this brush yet, you need to. It is the best blush brush ever. So even when I am going for a really flush cheek, I like to just take like a little powder brush, just go around the edges of my blush closest to my nose right here, just so it doesn't look like a big ball of blush, and it just blends out really nicely towards the center of the face. So for highlight, I have never tried this brand before. This is the Makeup Revolution London. This is a triple baked highlighter in Goddess of Faith. That's what it looks like. So let's see what it looks like on the cheeks. It's a nice like champagne-y kind of highlight, and it has like a pink undertone to it. The one that I wore today was a very pink undertone champagne highlight. Ooh, this is really pretty. Look at that. I am impressed, y'all. And I think this was like $6. It's pretty powdery like whenever you put your brush into it, but I mean, that is a really pretty highlight. You guys, I am impressed with a lot of stuff in this video. Of course, do the end of the nose, the chin, basically highlight your whole face. Is this like as blinding on camera as it is in person? Because that is like a strong glow. So my camera totally stopped recording me, but I was just highlighting with this face highlighter. I seriously can't get over how beautiful this highlight is. Like every time I see it in the mirror or in the viewfinder, it's so pretty. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to highlight my inner corners. I feel like using face highlights always looks best in my inner corner. I feel like sometimes like eyeshadows can just be too dark for my inner corner. So I love using whatever highlight I'm using on my cheekbones to highlight the inner corners. So before I move on to my lips, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm wearing on my lips while I'm doing my makeup, because I always get so many questions as to what I'm wearing on my lips. People think I'm wearing lip gloss. It's not. It's either this or the Smith's Minted Rose Lip Balm. They're both lip balms, just conditioners, and they both smell like rose and are amazing. They're so hydrating. So today I'm wearing this one. This one is from Jouer. This is their Essential Lip Enhancer Conditioning Lip Treatment. So it's just a lip balm, and I love it. For my lips today, I'm just going to be lining with this natural lip liner from Rimmel, and then I'm not sure which one I want to use. The lip color that I had on today was a lot more pink than the ones that I found. It was from ColourPop. I'll have it listed in the description box, or you can check my Instagram. But these are both from Essence, and they're only like $2.99, and they swatched so beautifully. So I think I'm gonna go with Cool Nude. It's a little bit more of like a mauve-y tone, but I think it's gonna look really pretty with this look. The lipstick is already really creamy. It's such a pretty color too. I love it. But I just want to make it a little bit more pink just so it's a little bit closer to the look that I did today. And so I'm going to use Creme Brûlée from NYX, my favorite butter gloss, just to add a little bit more pink. And once you add that gloss, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!